Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here and you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, the links are below to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook, along with our options trading live channel. I go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. Now, if you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. And if you could do me a big favor, hit the like button for the YouTube algo. So getting into it, I'm still in a holding pattern. The stock market looks like it is too coming up on the debate tonight. You know, we were expecting some chop. I mean, yesterday was pretty green. Today was a little bit red, but overall, I mean, we were kind of flat. You know, kind of going into tomorrow, you know, I do think that after the presidential election, this is going to, I mean, not the election, the debate, it's going to give us the first glimpse of, you know, Trump versus Biden. Right now, you know, they've kind of just been sparring on social media and, you know, not in person. This is going to be an in-person event. I think it's definitely going to be, I think it's going to be interesting, not so much, you know, who's going to win, but if the stock market is going to react in a negative or positive way after this debate comes out. So all depending on what happens here. I mean, I think SPY, before I get into Disney, SPY is at a very interesting point. Yesterday it came up, I'll zoom in here. Yesterday it came up on the 50-day, tapped it, got rejected again, came up on the 50-day, tapped it, got rejected. And right now we're kind of an interesting spot where we're just in between the 50-day and the 10-day, and it has to make a decision. We're either going to be going above or we're going to be below. There's no question about it. We can't just sit here. It's going to be making a decision here briefly, and right now I think that the market is kind of waiting, like what's going to happen to the debate. After hours, I mean, the overall market is kind of acting a little bit negative towards the Disney news. Now, Disney is going to lay off 28,000 employees due to coronavirus. You know, you kind of see the writing on the wall. I mean, they opened up at limited capacity. California is still closed, and they're going to be laying off, they said, mostly part-time employees and contractors. And it says around 67% of the 28,000 laid off were part-time employees. So 67% of them were part-time employees. It says the company declined to break down the layoffs by individual locations. So we're not sure if it's going to be like mostly California or Florida or wherever else in the world. But the interesting thing here is it says last year, the parks in the business generated 37% of the company's total revenue of $69.6 billion. So 37% of revenues were coming from Disneyland parks, which as of this year, I mean, obviously they're under pressure and because they're opening at limited capacity, and Disneyland California is still closed at this point in time. Now, Disney has been on a rip because of it's been holding around the 120, 130 area, mainly due to Disney Plus. Last earnings came out. Disney Plus was an enormous success. And right now, Disney coasted below the 50-day and is currently below the 10-day and the 50-day moving average. It is above the 200, which, I mean, it got saved, but now Disney shares are under pressure. Now, obviously, layoffs are signifying that they're not good for the overall company, but the company is going to save money with those layoffs. So how the stock price reacts, I think, is going to be important. I'll probably be looking for a potential day trade in here tomorrow, possibly try to trade down to the 200 or on the 122 area. Right now it's at 123, so we see if we can crack this, or if it just sits on the 200-day moving average. If we drop to 123, you know, layoffs are not good, especially for the employees, but for the bottom line of the company, saving a ton of money, investors may like that. So I know it sounds kind of weird, but it is what it is. When it comes to investing in a business, you're thinking about the business, and that's why Disney is doing it. It's not about people. It's not about doing the right thing. Right now, they're doing the right thing for the business. Okay, and that's why they're laying off. I mean, that's a huge number. So then, you know, when you speculate, people are going to start speculating. Okay, who's next, right? which business is next, which business is struggling, which business is going to be having some issues like Disney, that we can kind of see where we're heading in 2021. And with uncertainty, especially with coronavirus ramping up, I mean, there is talks of the vaccine in April or spring. We don't really know. So, and with the election, there's a lot of uncertainty. So the market, I think the overall market, we're going to be getting some chop. Things are just chopping back and forth until we get a decision on what's going on here. Qs, however, are still looking rather good. So the Qs are currently still above the 50-day moving average. And I mean, these could easily pop up to 280, but like I said this morning in the live stream, I mean, there is a potential it could get hard rejected around the 280 area. So around the 280 area, came up to 270. What was it after hours? It came up to 279, came on down, but all day, I mean, it's just a really inside day. I mean, the lows was 275, highs was 277 area, and just kind of pinging back and forth. So ultimately, very slow day, but I think that things are going to start taking a turn after we get through this debate. Apple, same thing, just super, super boring trade. However, I mean, it is looking pretty bullish, but we are forming a little bit of a triangle here. So, range is getting tight. So we'll see which way Apple goes. But I think that, after we get through the debate, things are going to open up a little bit more, and we're going to have a better picture of, what the election is going to be looking like as we're getting closer. And obviously there's 2 more debates after this one, but tonight, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to be said, but hopefully everything stays cordial. It's a respectable debate, and we'll see what happens. Now, another stock, PENN and DKNG, kind of on my watch list right now. So PENN, I think, could definitely come back down to the 65 area. It does look like it's making lower highs up in here. It did have a pretty rough day, as it just got sold off all morning and just pretty much stabilized between 68 and 69. So I am thinking that it is going to be, I will be targeting the 65 area. DKNG also showed some weakness today. I mean, DKNG hit 59 today and then just sold off. Now, I don't know if this is exactly why, but there's some COVID going around the NFL right now. So let me just pull this up real quick. So 2 NFL teams are suspending in-person tech activities in first COVID-19 disruption of the season. So we have the Titans and the Minnesota Vikings, who play the Titans on Sunday. So the Titan test came back Tuesday morning, confirming 3 players and 5 staff members were positive for the virus. So yes, the NFL has a plan, but this is going to obviously impact the betting, DKNG, PENN. So I think that these stocks are going to be under pressure right now, and with this happening. Now, they are still going to play. They said they're still going to push forward. They're going to obviously test before games and, whatever they're doing to try to keep their staff safe. But as you can see, I mean, this could definitely get out of control. I mean, I don't know if they're going to stop the season. They said that they have a plan, but at the end of the day, you never really know. So I will be looking for DKNG kind of come back down to the 53 area. And for PENN, I am looking at targeting the 65 and the 60 area, just right in here. Now, NIO, a lot of call flow coming in for NIO today. We're pushing at the top here, made a new high at 21.12 today before coming down to the 20.85 close. But I mean, this thing just took off. It took off in the morning and it consolidated a little bit after that, and then we had another leg up. So what I'm looking at here is, can it break higher here? That is what I'm looking at here. Is it going to be a double top and get rejected, or are we pushing back up, or does it want to come back into consolidation? So I am going to be looking at a trade on NIO tomorrow. I mean, just some huge movement, up 10% today. I mean, just some huge movement in NIO. So if you watch this video to the end, comment, watch to the end. Let's see what happens with the debate tonight. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.